The next Excelente Award this evening is for community service. The Community Service Person of the Year award is presented to an individual who has generously given time and talent to benefit the Latino community. We are pleased to announce that this award goes to Banu Valladares. Let me read a little bit of Banu's Valladares' bio so you will get to know a little bit more about her. Banu is a nonprofit innovator and community leader currently serving as the executive director of the Charlotte Bilingual Preschool. She has transformed Charlotte Bilingual Preschool into a 5-star licensed dual language preschool nationally recognized as an early childhood education model that builds pathways to economic mobility for children 0 to 5 years old and their families. Excellent. Banu moved to Charlotte from Venezuela, where I come from. Two Venezuelans here representing. She moved to Charlotte 40 years ago to attend UNC Charlotte, where she earned a master's degree in literature. She led statewide arts and education programs at the North Carolina Humanities Council, the North Carolina Arts Council, and SONEDNA. In all her service roles, she has built strategic partnerships with national, state, and local agencies advocating for capacity building support for community-based African American, Asian American, Latino American, and Indian cultural organizations. She is the author of the bilingual book of poetry, Gypsy Child, Dancing Without Veils. She enjoys yoga, hiking, and walks with her dog, Bella. Let us learn a little bit more about Banu on this video.
How do I make these pathways for children easier to become who they were meant to become from day one? Ton of curiosity around education, so my whole trajectory after that has been in education. My parents, who were also poor when they met and they made it all the way through, that commitment and faith, right, really has guided me through my whole life. Just ask whatever is listening to you for what you want, and believe that there will be guidance. So I did. I just said, whatever is listening to me, I have passion, I have talent, I have energy. Put me where I need to be to change the trajectory of my community, my people, the Latino community. And 2 weeks later, the recruiter called me. So Charlotte Bilingual Preschool prepares Spanish-speaking children for success in school and life by providing superior dual language, multicultural early education. It's a mouthful. What we do is we provide preschool education for 3 and 4-year-olds, and that's free. It's dual language, support the home language, introduce the new language so that the child has the advantage of the home language to build the new language on, and then provide family programs designed with our families so that they have the tools that they need to support their children's academic and life success. I wake up in the morning and it is the children and the families. This idea of moving from hopelessness to hope, the understanding that the work that we're doing is really transforming systems. Experience of immigration really moved me away from being in the majority, in privilege, in a place of privilege. I came with money, language, and all kinds of things. So, I was upper middle class, to become an other. It was very humbling. With being Latino, you are maybe more strategic and you're a better problem solver because back at home, nothing worked. And so you had to be able to figure out, so you're a creative problem solver. You're more of a family person. it's kind of very similar to Southern culture. It is difficult to go through life without that, or at least it was for me. And to see, to have somebody tell me that, and to do it, and 2 weeks later to find a door into this transformative community space that it's leading to this award, it's very humbling.
Great. Please help me welcome to the stage our Community Service Person of the Year, Banu Valladares. Congratulations. Buenas noches. So, what a ride. First, thank you to Hilda and La Noticia and Wendy Mateo Pascual, who is not here, for nominating me for this award. It comes at a really good time. The pandemic was horrendous for our Latino community, particularly the families and children that we serve at Charlotte Bilingual Preschool. And just getting a little hint of like, yes, you're doing well, has been really wonderful. Thank you all for being here. As you can tell, I have nothing to read. I'm going to just completely improv. When I came to the United States, I came 40 years ago. And as you heard, completely privileged. I had language, I had education, I had money. And the transition to living in the United States, even though I had every privilege, was very challenging. And for those of you who have moved someplace, right, and you may or may not speak the language, is that better? It can be different. And I think that the biggest challenge was losing a sense of community, right? Like, who am I? Who am I in this new place? Who are my people? Where are the people that support me? And that losing privilege was a really eye-opening experience, right? I had come here to get a degree in computer science, so Lena. This whole idea of not knowing who I was. So my big dream was, I'm going to go back to home. I'm going to get my education, perfect my English, and I'm going to go make a ton of money, right? That was my life's dream. And not knowing who I was, it's really complicated. I was taking my English classes, and I fell in love with literature, and that was the end of making a ton of money. That was no longer going to be the thing, but it was the beginning of following my heart. And that move from your head to your heart, I really highly recommend it to all of you. There is something incredible in being able to listen to that little voice that tells you, this is where you're supposed to go. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And it was a long journey to get from there to here. And as I went all over the place. I came back to Charlotte in 2016, right at the time that the uprisings were happening. And the Cherry report came out that mentioned Charlotte was 50 out of 50 cities in the United States for economic mobility, which means that if you live in poverty in Charlotte, you have 4.5% chance to get out. It's a horrible statistic. And for somebody who thought that I was doing some really good work in the community, it was just devastating. So I just said, I think I'm just going to go be a monk. Just go do something completely different. And a friend actually said to me, why don't you speak it out loud and ask for what you want. Speak to whatever is listening to you. And there was nothing else for me to do. I was in a little bit of despair. I did. And the recruiter called me the next week for Charlotte Bilingual. I was slow. You know how you ask for what you want, and
the universe brings it to you and you still don't pay any attention, you still don't know. So I actually had another Latino leader as the backup person for the gig. And it was in the process of talking to the recruiter that I became keenly aware that I was very opinionated. I was getting angry about, well, you should be doing this, and you should be doing that, and you should be doing this. And if you've done advocacy work before, you know that the way that you engage advocates is by getting people who get very passionate about something. So in my hearing myself being passionate, I recognized, oh, it's me. So when the recruiter at the end of the conversation, right, said, hey, so do you have anybody that you can recommend? And I said, I think it's me. And what's been really amazing about Charlotte Bilingual Preschool is that it started out as this teeny tiny dream in a basement, in a church basement, right? And, you know, just a handful of kiddos, and we're going to do some good, but we're going to do limited good. And what's been fantastic about the work is that the dream can be bigger, right, when you understand that advantage begins at birth. The growth begins early on when you know that you have a product that really works and that there are 3,000 children in Charlotte who could really use help and use the services. And we're serving how many? Not very many. And it just didn't make a ton of sense to say, why are we keeping it so small? Let's go ahead and grow it. And so what was fantastic about this was to say, not only can we serve the children and the families, but also we can have a big dream and have a community big dream, right? And how do we dream it together? And bringing the community together to dream a dream and make it come true, it's absolutely fantastic. So thank you. So I'm happy to say, you know, we've quadrupled the size of the organization, the budget, and the number of children that we serve, and we have even bigger dreams to serve 1,500 children in the next 7 years. And we can't do it without you. The beauty of this is that we cannot do it without you. That little voice that gets in the back of your head and tells you, this is the thing that you should be doing. This is how you regain your hope. This is how you change the world. Do listen to it and join us in all of the people in this beautiful gathering to make a huge transformation in our community. Again, I am grateful for the opportunity, and juntos podemos. Gracias.